Welcome to the Southern Splatter Podcast, the Backwoods Horror Experience. I'm Josh Lovett,
And I'm Caleb Walker.
and today we have a matchup for you. The horror heavyweights, Jason Voorhees versus Michael Myers.
Titans versus the gods.
I know, right? But, well, they're two gods, pretty much. Two deities.
Yeah.
So, with that being said, man, let's talk about it, man. So we have Friday the 13th versus Halloween.
Yes, sir.
And we're talking about the kill counts, the character dynamics, impact on horror, and etc. Whatever comes to mind, because you know how we do.
Oh, yeah.
So what made you come up with this, man?
I mean, these are the originals. These set the tone, they set the bar, and they are the most similar of the franchises. I mean, Freddy and Hellraiser, they kind of do their own thing. But these two franchises it's a guy with a knife and he's stabbing people. And that's the gist of all 20-something movies.
Well, you would say that it's, for Michael Myers, right? It's more methodical.
He's definitely the most based in real life kind of. Because he kind of acts like a killer. You know what I mean?
He's very calculated. I see
like they were doing it in the first one. He does that thing where he's stuck the guy to the wall and he kind of
Bob
looking at him like, huh, okay.
That was real creepy. Yeah. That set the tone when he turned his neck.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, you killed Bob. I think that's what his name is.
I don't remember, man.
I think I have it wrote. Yeah, I think his name is Bob, though.
He might be the first one that dies. He's one of the first few for sure.
Right. I just, but yeah, man, let's talk about it, man. So to me, I put down it's more for Michael Myers. He has a more methodical approach. And versus when it comes to Jason, he has brute force.
Yeah, Michael's gonna hide. Michael will trick you, or he'll leave a body for you to find. But Jason's just coming out of the walls, about to fuck you up.
Right. It's kind of like Rey Mysterio. Nah, I can't say Rey Mysterio versus the Big Show.
I mean, Michael does fucking Kool-Aid Man his way through some doors, that's for sure.
Yeah, and he can plant traps because Jason can too, in a sense. I've seen, I think in one of the Fridays he knows where you're at, but he plays with you too, kind of.
Yeah, I mean he does. Well, I guess Mrs. Voorhees gets Mr. Bacon while he's lying down on the bed. She goes through his neck.
Oh yeah,
she was just waiting on
him. So she's more, but I would say she's more tactful than Jason's the one with the brute force. It's like, son, get him.
Yeah, I mean, he's definitely a demon. It's different than a woman, in the first one.
Right. So we're using Jason Voorhees, not his mama. So for all the people out there, we're not trying to say mama versus Michael Myers because that's a whole Mama Voorhees. That's a whole different dynamic, right?
Oh, dude. Mama Voorhees versus the lady from Misery.
Kathy Bates?
Yeah.
That would be a good one.
We'll think about that one for later.
That is a good one. So let's talk about these kills, man. We have kill counts, right?
Yep. There's a lot of motherfucking bodies in these.
Bodies. That's my homeboy in Snowfall, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to John Singleton, But in Halloween, we have from 1978 to 2022.
Yeah, so for Halloween, I didn't put Halloween 3 in there.
Because it's Season of the Witch. It had nothing.
It's not Michael doing the killing, so it didn't feel right to count it. And then Friday, I didn't count Freddy versus Jason.
Okay.
Yeah, just the ones where it's Michael or Jason is the main killer.
In Freddy versus Jason, I think that's more Freddy kills. Because he gets Jason to do the kills for him. Yeah. So he can bring more power to his name and the thought of thinking about Freddy Krueger.
Yeah, they're basically bringing him back to life.
See, from Halloween, that's 189 kills.
Yep.
And this is from 1978 to 2022. Now, let's hit up Friday the 13th. From 1980, he had 10 kills. And until 2009, he had 14 kills, which upped the ante a little bit, but a total of 179 kills for Friday the 13th. But here's the crazy thing. In 1985, we went to 21 kills, and then we went back to 18 and then 16. Do you think that's a budget issue? Because what went on, you feel?
What I would say is it's a story issue. Like, you can't kill people that aren't there. So, I mean, if there's, in the first ones, like, it's the camp, you got all the camp counselors.
Right.
10 to 12, that seems pretty reasonable.
Right.
And then, the others, you have the camp counselors and the randos that he walks up on in the beginning. There's just, like, the people at the gas station, or was it the bikers in the one?
See, now.
So, like I say, like, if there's no people there, he can't kill them.
See, and that's the crazy thing, because Jason could have increased his kill count when he was in Manhattan on the subway. Come on, man. He could have just literally held. Yes.
Oof.
Yes.
That sucked, man. You're on your way to work and you're just like getting killed by Jason.
Right. Look, he kicked the stereo. I love that scene. It's like, man, fuck your stereo, man. Fuck your music, man. I just love that scene. They're like, hey, pal, what's up? And then they just look at him. He just raises his mask up, like, very sarcastically, and says, you really want this? You really want this?
Yeah.
No. He's like, but nah, man. So, like, while Michael Myers edges out in the total kill count of 189, right, to Jason's 179.
Yeah, man, I feel like that's close enough to call it a tie.
Okay, let's ask the audience, like, who they think has more impactful kills, highlighting iconic kills at that, and memorable kills from the franchises. Leave it in the comments.
So I will say this. The main difference between the originals is Halloween, they were trying not to use, like, a lot of blood. So if you notice, all the kills are pretty tame. And then Friday the 13th, they were like, let's use as much fucking blood as we can get away with. So that's why, like, it kind of set the tone more on that regards. Like, the kills were definitely more violent from the start. Like, Halloween caught up, but if you compare the originals, like, Friday the 13th has a lot more blood.
Yeah, he had, Jason had the backwoods cornbread kills. Yeah, cornbread fed, like, kills. Yeah, he's like, I'm hunting actual live prey. He's the apex predator. You know what I'm saying? So I know with me in Friday the 13th, if we talk about iconic and memorable kills, Andy, the splitting wishbone, bro. Doing a handstand in the hallway and getting sliced in half, which I think that was inspired for the guy that created Terrifier, because he did it with a woman. She did it with a hacksaw. He did it with a machete. Which one would you prefer? Hacksaw, splitting wishbone, Caleb, or the machete?
Oof. I mean, neither, but hopefully the machete would be, that first blow would be enough to, like, set you into shock and you would just, like, pass out.
Okay. See, it never showed him going into shock or anything. He just crumbled.
Well, does he actually cut him in half? I don't remember.
I don't think.
Or does it just kind of split him?
I think he just gave him a little splitting.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I mean, you're not gonna die from that right away.
Oh no, you're gonna bleed out, man. Like, I don't know, man. Imagine if he cut from the balls though. He could have cut him from the side with a pelvic region. Because at a handstand, when you're shocked, he could have opened his legs up wider and cut the corner. But if he hit directly in the middle, like, like between the butt cheeks, the line in the, but
credit card in the motherfucker.
Wow, swipe his ass. So, like, I just know with me, like, I remember cutting. I don't know, like, when it comes to cutting, let me share this. So with the Terrifier, Dawn, that was her name, that he cut and, hacksawed, right?
Yeah.
It just reminded me of hacking a small turkey, like, on Thanksgiving I had with a bread knife. I didn't have no other knife, man. I didn't have a carving knife or nothing. It was a bread knife.
It's serrated, yeah.
Yes, so I'm like, dadgum, like, he was just, I can only imagine. I was killing that turkey. Man. I was killing that turkey. And, you know.
Need some forearm strength for that shit.
I know, man. I need that damn Leatherface strength, man. He's got them huge ass forearms, man. I aspire to have forearms like Leatherface.
Gotta get the gripper, bro.
I know. So, like, I know with Halloween 2 now. Let's talk about that. One of my most iconic kills in that. And it's because, you know, I've had personal experience with burns, you know, like third degree, you know, like Nurse Karen in Halloween 2. When he grabs her from behind and submerges her in her, like takes her head in that water, in that boiling water, and just keeps going and keeps going. And I'm like, dude, her face turns red. It just like, damn. Even he looked at it. He was like, damn. I didn't expect that to happen.
Sorry, that was a little much even for me.
That's like we said in Scream with the damn garage.
Oh, yeah.
And he was just like looking. He was just like, oh, shit. Like, I didn't expect this. Who did you think it was, though? You think it was Stu or do you think it was Billy?
Doesn't it have to be Billy?
Was Stu in there talking?
I can't remember. I feel like it has to be one or the other. I don't remember.
Leave it in the comments if you know exactly who that is. I'm just curious.
Yeah, because the other one's in the scene. Because it's whoever you... I think it has to be Stu because I think that's... Is that when Billy shows up to try to convince her?
Yeah.
You see him, but you know you think it's him, but then you see them getting killed. So that's like part of the trickery, I think.
Hopefully we can ask Matthew Lillard one day. We can have him on this podcast and with what's his name? He has a cool name though.
Oh, Skeet.
Yeah, Orich.
Yeah, something like that.
But yeah, man. So like basically. Y'all just give us and let us know like who you would think would win in a one-on-one brawl based on the kills and the iconic kills at that. We want to know. Leave it in the comments and just remind us because I know those stuck out to me. What about you, man? What about the Friday the 13th? Like what was your...
I think the sleeping bag.
Ooh, he slaps...
Yeah, where he just picks her up and smashes her against the tree.
Now, what about the new... Jason, the remake,
the 2009.
She had him in a sleeping bag and put her over a fire, dude.
Oh yeah, like Mandy.
Yes.
Oof, yeah, that would suck too.
He had to do the hot one too. She was the only one that showed titties at that point. I remember.
She has to die, bro. Them's the rules.
Jason.
The worst fucking cock block in horror history.
See, you know, because they're. With them two, Michael Myers and Jason, there are two different types of pure evil. You know, like when it comes to Michael, let's talk about the killer analysis part, right?
Michael's like always focused on family. Like that's always his main driving and everyone else is just kind of in the way.
It's like a relentless like obsession.
Yeah, like he's just always coming after Jamie Lee or whatever. Whoever the main one is there.
See, and now with that, I know we were talking off air about the curse of Michael Myers. The one that you said was trash.
Yeah, the weird culty one.
Right, Paul Rudd, shout out to him. I'm sorry that you got involved in that production. But I thought of Ant-Man. I mean, what would Ant-Man do when Michael Myers came after him, you know?
You think he'd go big or small?
Definitely small. I mean, you could take him out. He could do that little flip. You know, he's got that super strength. But like, we got Michael Myers with a relentless family obsession, in a sense, and Jason as like vengeance personified, in a sense. His brute.
Like, it's portrayed that way, but it's very, very loose. You know what I mean? Because like. Some of the movies have campers, but some of them aren't. You know, they're not always camp counselors. So that trope that's where it comes from, but the whole franchise doesn't stick with it. Most of them do, but not all of them.
I know Manhattan. That was just a bunch of randoms up in there.
And then, was it 4 or 5? It's like the little weird mental institution that they all like live on and work.
Oh yeah, dude, Vic, he chopped up. You remember that with the I won't give you no more chocolate, Vic. He said that was me. I just remember the Vic. He hacked him in like pieces.
Oh yeah,
Like, it was crazy. It was like, that motherfucker you don't mess with. When you see a person with an axe and he's constantly chopping wood, but it doesn't seem like it's getting chopped. It wasn't getting chopped. He was just letting out stress. Leave him alone. Don't offer him no Snickers bar. Don't offer him no type of chocolate. Leave that motherfucker alone.
His blood sugar will work itself out.
Yes, he gave him a fair warning. See, that dude was fucking with everybody. You know, he put chocolate on the sheets and shit. And the girl, you know, it was his time. But then it's crazy because in that one, it wasn't Jason Voorhees.
I thought it was.
I thought it was the daddy of the one that got chopped.
Oh wait, that's right. It is.
You remember?
Yeah.
He used that.
Yeah, and then Tommy puts the mask on at the end.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, because he falls on the little spikes and shit.
But it does still have that opening scene where the kids dig him up, doesn't it? I know that. No, the one before it does, but that one is his dream.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
Yes, and that was...
There's a lot of those where it's like, did that really happen? Oh, no, wait, that was a dream. Never mind.
See, and that's when they did that mess with Halloween Ends.
Mm. Yeah.
I didn't like that. They tried to do that with Tommy. That whole situation, you could be Michael Myers. I'm sure we all can be Michael Myers if we're pushed to that limit. I got some cousins and some family members I don't like either, you know? So I can respect that. But
it just, you shouldn't have sold the movies as a trilogy and then made that the last one.
So, nah, for real. You're right.
Yeah, like if they'd kept going from the second one, like just started right there and done that, that would have been awesome. And then do this other one later. But no, they were like, yeah, we're gonna pivot.
I really like the trilogy series. Like I hated Halloween Ends, you know, but the concept of 3 movies to start it and summarize everything, I'm cool with that. Like Rob Zombie was on his way, but the Halloween 2 was just awful.
It's okay.
It's
I
not
watched it again. Like it's not bad.
The White Horse. I get what he was being.
Yeah, that was his artistic phase. I think Lords of Salem might have come out a little bit before that. So like he was
still influenced by
maybe
that.
he was eating a little bit of fungus, and that was still affecting his writing.
Well, I love Rob Zombie. I like his that first Halloween. If he would have just kept going off of that momentum, I think we wouldn't have to ask for the new Halloween Kills, Halloween Ends. We wouldn't have to ask for that because Rob Zombie took it there.
Yeah,
he made it more of a psychological, slash. It's supernatural a little bit, but then it's more psychological in a sense. Supernatural with the strength. But then you could be Michael Myers. I mean, if you lift weights and you just a strong motherfucker. I mean, I don't know if a person built up with that much hate because, like, let's talk about, like I said, this killer analysis. You know, the key traits, of course, he's the babysitter trope. Yeah. Voyeurism is his key.
Yeah, dude, like he's watching you. Like he's standing outside, he's like staring at you for a bit. Whereas Jason just kind of rolls in and kills you. But Michael, watches you from the bushes during the day and then waits for his time.
See, now at the beginning of this outline, you have put who would win in the stare contest.
Yeah.
Oh, I asked my girl. She said Michael Myers. Because Jason, he gets disrupted. He's got ADHD. He's got ADHD.
Little scatterbrain.
Yeah, because you can make a twig sound. He's like...
Yeah, because I mean, Michael only has eyes in a few of the movies. And it looks really weird when he does. Like, it's supposed to just be the, like, black hole, like the first one.
Michael Myers came from the hood, man. He had to be... I know so many brothers...
He came from the trailer park, bro.
He still had, yeah, he did. He hung out in the hood too because I know plenty of brothers. I still do it. I look through the blinds. Everybody has that 2 missing blind slot, where we're looking at people so much that where it breaks. Yep. It's like, yeah, you a nosy motherfucker. When I walk in people's house, I notice that. I just go and I'm be like, oh yeah, you're nosy. Your shit done broken half. Nah, it just caught me off guard when we was reading through this trait list, but you put Michael, everyone is horny.
Yeah, dude, that's like literally all of them That's the whole fucking series. Every character in that movie is fucking horny. Think about it.
Is Michael mad because he didn't never get none?
I mean, he could be. He definitely likes to be a hater. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah, he's a big cock block too, like Jason.
He's not necessarily a block. You know, he'll get you afterwards at least sometimes.
So he'll let you bust.
Yeah.
Okay. See, I have much more respect for that. You know what I'm saying?
He's not a total demon. I mean, come on.
Because think about it. You know, having sex and doing all that that stuff. You know, kind of runs on the dark side a little bit. So
yeah,
I can respect that.
I didn't see anything, but I almost wonder if the idea was they'd get away more with the violence if it felt kind of like a punishment. You know what I mean? If it could kind of be like, oh, well, sure, we just saw her get her throat slashed, but like it still kind of promotes some form of morality.
It does, because think about it. Everybody in those series, both franchises, right, are caught fucking.
Yeah.
There's no making love. I think if you would have made love, Jason would have thought. I mean, he probably still would have killed you. But see, here's the thing: did Jason kill married couples? Married?
Yes, he does. He kills that old couple.
The hippies? Or no?
Yeah, is that the second one of the Rob Zombie ones?
Oh yeah.
People like pick him up.
Oh yeah, with the drone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The van or something. It's like the old people.
Oh yeah. Damn, Michael.
I mean, the characters in most of the movies are usually like teenagers.
Because he sees, I know Jason, he sees teenagers as sinful and neglectful.
I mean, that's like the original one.
But if we progress on to Friday the 13th, part 5, you think the motives change?
Yes. But it's not Jason in that one too, which...
Yeah, that is true.
Argue that.
And then we go to 6. Damn, there's so many of them. Like, I'm just thinking, it's just crazy because... And that's the character development aspect of it, is that when you tend to progress a character like that, eventually for so long, you have to allow the storyline to match it. And they were always trying to bring him back. Or Tommy wanted to make sure he was dead.
Yeah, I was kind of haunted with it. That's how the first few are, because it's, the girl from the first one is in the second one. And then it carries on that way. And then Tommy's the carry on, and then it switches again.
And that's kind of like Michael Myers. We have to go back to the Paul Rudd one, The Curse of the Michael Myers single movie. I'm not going to include that as a franchise because Jamie Lloyd was the little girl he was chasing.
Yeah.
I have read about that.
That was kind of annoying. Like, I feel like they underused her character in that one.
I think Danielle Harris mentioned something about one day she just said, "You're no longer," or they told her.
Well, she wouldn't have been old enough, honestly.
Okay, so they should have just waited.
Yeah, because like 5 came out in like 88 and that one's 96. So I mean, she still would have been fairly young.
She's a real key aspect besides Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie. I mean, that series.
4 and 5, like 1 and 2 connect, and then 4 and 5 are basically like, I think of them as like one entity.
But you know what? Like, I was thinking about it. This Halloween, I saw some people dressed up like Michael Myers, like in New York on Instagram, But I'm going to change the game. So here's what I'm going to do.
All right.
Every time I see a Michael Myers out there, right? Next Halloween, hold this hold this on me. I'm going to be Dr. Loomis. Nobody thinks about being Dr. Loomis.
Yeah.
Michael?
Michael Myers is fucking dead.
And he just...
Ooh, are you going to be Donald Pleasance or Malcolm McDowell?
Malcolm McDowell, man. I'm a big Clockwork Orange fan, so I got to be Malcolm. He's just funny. Malcolm McDowell is funny. I can't stand... I can't be humiliated. Like
Bro,
that.
He's got that Gordon Ramsay vibe, you know what I mean?
Would you want him to play Gordon Ramsay?
I'd watch that.
this is fucking nasty. What is this? Yeah, I can already see it. Do you call this steak? This is steak. This is dead. And this is what you did to me. You killed me. Eliminated. He's like Fonzie in Scream, though. I have to bring back Scream because Fonzie was funny. And then he says, Mr. Such and Such, with suspension. Great. You know what? Expelled. Like y'all expelled. Get out of my office. You shouldn't be hung up and throat slashed, and that would be fair. But nah, like let's get back to it though. I know shit.
Little rabbit hole.
I know, man. I love horror, man. It's all connected though.
Oh yeah, for sure.
The character development, like you put in here, Jason and Michael Myers started the blueprint for modern day horror. Because like
what they did is they showed Hollywood that these movies could make a lot of money and be made for not a lot of money. And that formula has kept horror as like one of the main film genres for the last 40 years. I just think about it like,
yeah,
throughout the ages, the last like 20, 30 years, the 90s and the 2000s.
Back in the caveman days.
The 90s, you had like rom-coms, a little bit of sci-fi. Then the 2000s, you had like the late night horror, like American Pie, or not late night horror, late night comedy, like American Pie and shit. In 2010s, you had superhero movies. But that whole time, there's been horror. You know what I mean? Like
just resting.
Yeah, like horror it's never the top, but it's never the bottom either.
Horror is like that cancer.
Yeah.
It's always there. Like cancer's always there. We have cancer in us. You know what I'm saying? It's just right there. It's just in remission.
Yeah, just hanging out.
Right. So like, because I know the modern blueprint, when we put that in the outline of like the horror films that were influenced, I put Scream. That was 96. The Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel in 2003.
That one, yes, but at the same time, it also inspired these. So I feel like it's on the same level.
So you're thinking, oh, okay.
I mean, it was like 79, I think. So I guess it was after this one. So it was still inspired by Halloween.
And even they said The Conjuring, The Stranger of 2020. The Conjuring, my favorite movie, one of them. And like, I could see that. You know what I'm saying? The supernatural approach towards things and stuff like that. But like, before we leave and go into the next segment, man, these two killers you put act as apex predators.
Yeah.
Killing anyone and everyone who crossed their path.
Like, I don't think almost no one survives an encounter.
So when it comes to them fighting, I think in this situation, because Michael was more tactful, right? And Jason's just brute force. It's really a game of defense versus offense. And when I said that, Michael, I feel, would win. And here's why I would say that. Michael would defensively disrupt Jason's momentum with his calculated attacks. Because Jason, you can, especially the second one, was it with Pete? He grabbed him, like they were wrestling when he...
Yeah, he's fighting him and he wins for a little bit.
Right. And then like Jason, I think will become frustrated as we seen in Freddy vs. Jason. I'm going to throw that in there. When Freddy brought him to the dream world and started drowning him and playing with him, right? Bringing out his fear. So I think in this battle, it would be a test of endurance since both have resilience.
Yeah, it's kind of a rock and a hard place situation.
But I think Michael, because you said over the phone, we talked about it, like the environment would matter too.
Yeah, definitely. Like Michael in the woods isn't gonna be as crafty.
So like let's talk about the box office and impact, man. We're gonna move along for a little bit.
Gotta get a bag, bro.
I know, man. We got Halloween 1978, the budget $300,000 to $325,000 against Friday the 13th in 1980, which had a whopping budget of $550,000. It's crazy how Halloween grossed more with a lower budget, it grossed total $70 million, while Friday the 13th had that $550,000 budget and accumulated $59.8 million.
What's even crazier about Halloween is like he took it to one theater and showed it, and then people kept coming back. And he was just going around to different cities and different theaters because like that's what he'd done before.
Right.
And he was just kind of, people liked it here, so he took it here, and then people liked it here, so he took it here, and it was all just straight up. People were like, "Yo, dude, I just saw this fucking movie called Halloween. You guys gotta go check it out." Because I mean, this is 78. It's only word of mouth, and it wasn't like Friday the 13th opened in a lot of theaters at once. This was like started with one and just grew from there, which is crazy to think.
I know.
Going to make that much money, like slowly. It took a minute, but like it's one of the most profitable horror franchises of all time.
Wow.
Just because like how little it was made for versus what it made. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
budget to.
No, I agree because they, every slasher that gets the green light owes their shot to these movies, and with that being said, like today's horror films, really it's a remake. We somehow recycled. And when I say that, we have become more and more desensitized. Like, look at the kills throughout those movies, right? And look at the kills of like now, Terrifier, God. Like we have got those kills to these young kids today would be nothing.
Yeah, dude.
Like the kills in our franchise of Friday the 13th. After watching Terrifier, they're like, I want to see it all. Like,
yeah, dude. Like I say, there's literally almost no blood in Halloween. You see the bodies, but like they're not really cut up. They're just kind of dead. And he strangles the one girl. The one dude is stuck to the wall. That one's a little bit of bloody.
Other than that, there wasn't much blood.
No, not really.
See, now Rob Zombie.
Yeah, we changed things a little bit.
And I like that. I don't care what anybody says. I really enjoyed that version. If you did, let us know in the comments and share your most memorable moment in that movie, which mine is Joe Grizzly. Joe Grizzly, bitch.
About to pass this beast in peace.
He never got to wipe his ass though. They could have let him wipe his ass at least. He threw on those overalls or that jumper, and I'm like, damn, I would not wear that jumper after.
I mean,
he took a.
You shit yourself when you die, right? So like, as soon as he died, he was gonna shit himself anyway. So like, damn, fuck it.
He said, "Fuck it." But no, man. So like, with the budget we mentioned in the previous shows, the budget can make or break you. You can be a Michael Bay, or you can be the director of Blair Witch Project and create something, a new culture at that, of viewing horror films and really make a cultural impact with less money.
All these movies were definitely doing the most with what they had.
Now, Terrifier destroyed all that in what, $30,000 budget, I believe,
for the first one.
And accumulated 500,000.
No, it was more than that.
So it was 300,000. I thought it was the first. Well, All Hallows Eve.
Possibly that one.
That was because I think
I know Paranormal Activity is one of the most, and they were $75K. I think they might be number one.
Well, All Hallows Eve, I think, had the 30,000.
I think it's what it made versus what it was made for. So I think Paranormal Activity made a lot more than Terrifier, which is what makes it higher on the list. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I thought it was All Hallows Eve with 30,000, and then the next budget.
But I mean, if it was 30,000 and it only made $2 million, then the 75 to 25 million is still more. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just kind of hard. It's just kind of hard because I guess with me, like I'm looking at Terrifier as being just a slasher. That was like watching the security cam with Blair Witch. Like it was.
Even now, you got to think 40 years later, this formula of low budget bringing in high returns is still horror is the only genre that can do that.
Mm.
Like, think about it. Like, even comedies, there's not a little. No one really makes low budget comedies that do well. Not in this regards.
Right. There's no movie like Friday where they're sitting in the same location.
Yeah.
Pretty much through the whole movie.
Or any kind of like indie that's like putting up big numbers, you know?
That does make sense. Well, like let's talk about some fun facts then, man. Let's break it down because we got to wrap this up too, man.
Yeah.
Like, because right now, when it comes to budget, it seems once again Michael Myers is killing Jason, especially at the beginning. I think there was more input when it comes to Halloween DIY input. Because you even said that they painted the leaves because they were filming in Southern California.
Yeah, they were having trouble finding pumpkins and shit because they were faking it to be Illinois fall in California.
That's crazy, man. So, like, because Halloween, not only was it directed by John Carpenter, he composed the famous theme song.
Yeah.
And of course, it's written in 5/4 time signature. And the theme became one of the most iconic horror movie scores of all time, even though the executive producer rejected it, almost did.
Yeah. It's crazy to think.
I would have fired her ass.
Yeah, dude. Like, imagine Halloween without that music. That's just insane.
I know, man. I watched TikTok the other day, and it was like Freddy Krueger going through all the theme music. But it's like Jason had the worst.
Jason's got the little killer mommy thing.
Yeah, I read about that. It's I used to think it was saying ch. It's saying mom.
Yeah, kill mom.
Yeah. But see, man, Frandanini that scored that in Friday the 13th said he wanted to emulate the sounds a mother would make while calling for her child.
And what was it? I saw he was talking. That only comes on when it's the killer POV. That's like what signals it. Because that's what he was trying to do. He was trying to make it how it's not just the camera moving. Like, the audience knows that that's like a person stalking somebody. And that's why he made those sounds to like be that little audio cue.
It would remind me of Psycho. I could see that going through Norman Bates' mind. It was like that was the missing element.
It just kind of ties it all together somehow.
Like, because Norman Bates was crazy. Like, he was emulating his mother. But then it was crazy because when you saw like the infamous shower scene in Psycho, he pulls it back, I could take and put it in a...
Go ahead.
In a sense, I could see that being played throughout that whole scene with the POV, the voyeuristic shot.
Yeah, like it triggers that response of if you're in the woods and you heard a twig break. You know what I mean? Like, it just kind of makes you perk up a little bit. Like, should I be worried? Maybe.
So would you go camping after watching Friday the 13th at dark?
Not in those woods, bro.
Crystal Lake.
I don't want to go to, let's see, what is it called? Something crazy.
Camp Nobi Bosco?
Yeah.
Yeah. I do want to go there, though.
Yeah, dude. That would definitely be cool to go look at.
In Hardwick, New Jersey. And then it says that some of the lake scenes were filmed at Bud Lake. And the Hopak Kong area served as additional filming locations in Friday the 13th. So that whole area is memorable. They even sell memorabilia of Friday the 13th on there.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And to me, that is one of the only places I know in America. Because they tore down the Evil Dead cabin in Tennessee. The only place in America that really... How can I say that really keeps that franchise going, like the location wise, because everything has been bulldozed down, like in Adams, Tennessee. I believe that was where the Evil Dead was at, the cabin. And I know the Bell Witch Cave, of course, they have it here still in Tennessee, but
you can't bulldoze a cave, man.
Right. And then you got Michael Myers of Haddonfield. Illinois,
in California.
Yeah, in California, but they said there is a similar place, like the gas station part where Michael Myers, the infamous where Dr. Loomis runs into him.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I love that moment. Michael's like, man, fuck you. And he runs off, blows up the gas station, knocks down the power line, causes Dr. Loomis to do some wrestling move like he's getting thrown over the turnbuckle type shit. An old man at that. I'm like, dude, he did all that and you still missed your shot.
GTA motherfucker.
That was crazy.
Dude, fucking Loomis is just as much of a trooper as Michael is.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
like shot, stabbed, blown up, and he still just lives until I think it's H2O, where they're like, yeah, he's dead. They finally let him go. I think Donald Pleasance died too.
Right. Because wouldn't it be funny? The undead battle, Dr. Loomis. Again with Michael Myers. It's like, dude, I thought I killed you. It's like,
I mean, fucking the movie would not be the same without that character, because he kind of gives you that like mind of a killer kind of aspect to it, which Jason doesn't have. It's kind of like, why is Michael doing this? You know, you get that extra aspect.
We all needed Dr. Loomis. I think that helped with the character development because that was the humane side of Michael.
Even Michael went to therapy. Right.
And it's Michael? And it's that voice. Michael just stops what he's doing. It's like, hold on, I know that voice. It's Dr. Loomis speaking to you. It's like Dr. Loomis. Michael puts down the blade actually.
Yeah, he stops.
And
not for long, but
right, and thinks though for a minute. Like he has that moment. It's like, oh, I do remember you.
Yeah, because I mean, he lived in the sanitarium for a long time.
That's like
10, 15 years.
But bro, like it's kind of like Danny Trejo up in Halloween. He did him so dirty, bro.
Yeah, sorry, you were nice to me, but I was still gonna kill you.
Right, and he drowned him. Like God, like
he smashes his face on the TV.
Is it? I thought he okay. I thought it was he took his head and started drowning him for a little bit.
I think he does, but then he ultimately smashes his head, I think.
Okay.
Because he drowns him a little bit, and then he throws him. That's when he's like begging for his life.
Yeah, and it's Michael. I was good to you.
He looks at him, and he's like, smash.
Damn. And I'm like, dude, Michael, you didn't have to kill him. You could have let him live.
I mean, that's kind of the point, though, to show that like he's just a killer.
Right.
Like it doesn't matter. Like there's no sympathy from him.
That's crazy. So let's end this right here. So like in Friday the 13th, you know what I'm saying? You said that it has been entangled in legal issues for years. Yeah,
it's something about the guy that wrote the script is saying that he was a contractor, so he owns it or something. It's all about who owns the rights.
It's kind of like X-Men and Spider-Man.
Kind of, yeah.
I hate to compare the two. Yeah, that Fox shit. And then I'm glad this new Deadpool, it just closed out on everything.
Yeah.
It was great, though.
A little funeral for all the Fox Marvel movies.
Maybe we need a funeral for all the Jason moments in history, the franchise history, stuff like that.
We can open with the funeral and then have him brought back to life, and we'll start the sequel that way.
Bring him back to life as Jason X? As a modern Jason now? Because, you know, we're in 2024. You know, an AI Jason?
Fuck it. Let's go zombies.
So zombie Jason?
Yeah. No, just, it's a Jason movie, but we're in a zombie apocalypse world.
So Jason would be a protagonist.
I mean, we could play it different ways.
That would be a good concept. I was thinking AI Jason.
Oh, yeah.
With you know the little LED mask they got? What is it? I had one.
Oh, yeah.
They use for raves and shit. Just do the Jason.
I mean, that's what the new Chucky is. He's a little robot.
Is that was a Wi-Fi Chucky? He was going over the Wi-Fi waves or?
Whatever from like 2015, 2016. The one before the show.
I just missed the military Chucky. Hey, Andy.
Yeah.
The dude got shot in his
Puts
chest.
the bullets in the fucking...
You were laughing. You were laughing. Oh my God, that's live rounds. No, Sherlock. but yeah, man, like, and last but not least, like, going through all this, man, like, we can talk about it all day. But, like, when it comes to who would win in the battle at this point? Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees? My choice is Michael Myers. Who's your choice?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to go with Michael too. Michael's just a little bit craftier. I think that's what would give him the edge because they're both, just slow-moving, unstoppable stabbing machines. So I mean, he'd have to trick Jason and then maybe like push him on some spikes or some shit. But I think he's got the cunning, if you will.
It's kind of like Brock Lesnar versus Goldberg.
Yeah.
Brock is this UFC fighter, but Goldberg's just this raw strength of like.
I mean, they're matching muscle. On the raw strength. It's gonna have to be a mind game.
Yeah, to get in his head. So that is it, man. Like once again, pick your hero, pick your horror heavyweight, Jason or Michael Myers, and explain why you feel that they would win in a battle. And that's them two fighting together, hand on hand. Hell, even pick the location.
Yeah, I mean, you can also do like Thumb Wars or Tic-Tac-Toe.
Thumb Wars,
whatever thing you can fight in.
So should we have little thumb wrestle people or whatever? You know what I'm talking about? Like one with a Jason mask and one with a Michael Myers. It's like,
bro, a 10 or 5 to 10 second clip of that would go viral so fast.
Somebody do that, please. Somebody do a thumb battle.
Who can draw on your finger really good? Do that.
Dude, I see people drawing cakes like crazy. Someone made that Terrifier cake.
Oh yeah, dude, people are insane, man.
Someone please do that. That would be so interesting.
Jason versus Michael, Thumb War, go.
You're going to be the host of that one, though.
I'll referee it.
Oh, no, what is it? Double team.
It's like holding on the defense.
But no, man. Once again, I'm Josh Lovett.
I'm Caleb Walker.
And thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe to our page. And if you have any battles that you would want to recommend that we can dissect, feel free to hit us up via email or hit us up on our social media pages. And just, don't be afraid, but be afraid.